Greetings, YouTube visitors. What are you learning today that will help you better serve God? I want you to reflect today on Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. You know, there's a lot of distractions today, aren't there? And this is how Satan divides us through distractions. He actually gets our eyes off of Jesus. Looking unto Jesus, said the author of Hebrews. Some think it's the Apostle Paul. Whoever it is, he's telling us to keep our eyes on Jesus, looking unto Jesus. And if you look unto Jesus, you won't get your eyes on the world too much. The world and the lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And we're told not to love these things. But we are told to keep our eyes on Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith, by the way. Love that. The author and finisher of our faith. Where does our faith originate from? From Jesus. We are justified by the faith of Jesus. And there's so much confusion today amongst people who think that they produce this faith and that they believe in Jesus to the saving of their souls, as though the faith that they have originates with them. But this is impossible because they're dead in trespasses and sins, according to Ephesians 2:1. A dead man, a spiritually dead person, has no faith. Not a true saving faith of Jesus. It's a natural faith. It's a temporal faith. It's the faith of devils. It's not a dynamic or living faith. So, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Think about this. God is the author of your faith. If you have real faith, genuine saving faith, it's God who wrote it. He's the author of it. He originated it. He gave it to you as a gift, according to Ephesians 2:8 and 9. For by grace are we saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. That is, that faith is not of yourself. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. Isn't it beautiful today? I'm at the park over here in Yucaipa, California, with my daughter, and she's playing on the playground back in the background there. Anyway, this is the Lord's Day. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, for this is the day the Lord hath made. And let us do good. Let us be careful to maintain good works. I keep talking about this idea of good works. We are his workmanship created in Christ Jesus unto good works. And if we keep our eyes on Jesus, we will be imitating his life. Because Jesus went about doing what? Good. Healing. Doing miracles. Speaking the truth in love. Even as Paul said, we are to speak the truth in love. And of course, we are to contend for the faith once delivered to the saints. Jesus contended with the Pharisees and the scribes, the so-called conservatives and experts of his day, who were following the law of Moses to a certain degree, but they didn't truly understand that grace and truth comes by Jesus Christ, okay? Or they would have bowed the knee to Jesus Christ, the Messiah, but they rejected him and wanted his crucifixion. Anyway, let us memorize this verse in Hebrews 12:2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, knowing that faith works by love. We have a faith that works. It's not an idle, unproductive faith. It's a faith that works. In other words, when we believe something, we put our faith in action. We go about doing good, giving the gospel, sowing the seed. The Apostle Paul says, I sowed the seed, Apollos watered, and God gives the increase. Okay, so that's all we can do. We go out preaching the gospel, sowing seeds, knowing that God will draw his elect to himself, as John 6:44 says. No man can come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him. The salvation business is not something that we can do. We can't force people to accept the Lord. And not only, when we think about this part, when we accept the Lord, it's because he first accepted us. I was reflecting on that last night. Imagine you say, well, I accept the king of the land. He's a monarch, he's a tyrant, but he's a benevolent king. And he says, but I don't accept you. You've been unfaithful. And he throws you in jail. You see, it's not whether you accept Jesus, it's whether he accepts you. Did Jesus accept all men in his lifetime? No. No. Scribes and Pharisees rejected him, but he rejected them. But God's grace keeps us focused on Jesus. Helps us to avoid the distractions of life, to which we're all prone to, you know. That's why we're told not to love the world. We are told to be sanctified and to mortify the deeds of the flesh so that we might live. Put to death, in other words. All right. Well, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. And until we meet again, may the Lord richly bless you. Have a great day.